I'm Sean, your host. Welcome to the I'm Dealing With broadcast. We've been away for like 3 weeks. We completed already season one with 30 episodes and very excited that was completed. Had a lot of traffic with that. And now we're into season two. Woo-hoo, we've done it. Season two. So here we go. First episode. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to the channel. Like, subscribe, share. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so that way you know when we submit a new video and or audio. And if you've been listening to the podcast, the audio side of it, we are now doing video as well. So if you're watching on, you're going to be watching on Instagram, maybe you're going to be watching on Facebook, maybe Snapchat, maybe LinkedIn, maybe on Twitter, or even YouTube. We're going to be doing all this. Okay. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for everything that you've done. I appreciate your continued support. And if you ever want to contact us, please hit the links in the description below and we will get right back to you expeditiously. How about that word? Okay. How about that? Expeditiously, right? Anyway, we're going to get right into our topic. We were talking to a couple of different people in my genre as far as podcasting goes. And one of the things that has came about that many of us men deal with, because this is, again, it says a format for men, right? I know women are listening. I know you're listening. I know you hit me. I know you trolling. Okay, but this platform is for men. Even though I know women listen because they have a man in their life, it might be their father, their brother, maybe it's their husband, and maybe it's their child who's a young man, and they want to find out, what are some different things that the young man in my life is thinking. Well, guess what? I'm about to tell you. This one that we deal with is called loss. Loss. Yeah, believe it or not, we men deal with loss. You don't have to say you do, but you know you do. We all deal with loss. And in my experience, there's been relationships that have been lost. Not just relationship as far as boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife type of thing, but also friends. Maybe you've lost some friends. And men, we deal with loss a little bit differently from women. And the reason why I say that, because many times we tend to we harbor, we hold in the things that we think are very pertinent to us, because we don't want to look at as weak. We don't want to feel that we're less than, especially among our peers. Oh man, especially among our peers, because our peers many times will let us know, it's like, man, why you crying? Man, why you doing that? Man, you weak. And so what happens is we harbor in these thoughts of loss. We harbor in these thoughts of things we have lost. It could be materialistic. And in this day and time, many people right now are losing jobs. They're being furloughed, they're being laid off. Jobs are leaving, jobs are filing bankrupt, they're going away. And we're now in a climate where we've never been before. Yes, we're in a climate we've never been before. And people are losing things, not just things. Some of them are losing homes. Now you can't pay rent anymore. All of a sudden you got to leave because now that protection that you were under is no longer there. Maybe you're losing your relationship. Maybe you're a husband and you're losing your wife. Maybe it's something you did. Maybe it's something she did. Maybe it's the children. Maybe it's because of financial gain and or loss that's causing the relationship to dissolve. But regardless of the fact, we deal with loss. Men, we do. And every time we turn around, we're always losing something. It could be your business. Maybe you were an entrepreneur yourself. You're self-employed and you employed many people, but because of the pandemic, it's caused your business to close. It's caused you to be without. Before, you were living on the planet of having, the planet of I can get what I want, the planet of I can buy what I want, the planet of we're doing well, we have need of nothing, and now you're trying to figure out, where do I go from here? And I'm here to let you know, even though you're dealing with the fact of where do I go from here in your finances, where do I go from here in your home, Where do I go from here in my relationships? Where do I go from here in a lot of things that I'm dealing with? I'm here to let you know it's not over. This may be the end of one chapter, but it can be the beginning of the next. And the reason why I say that is because it comes down to a certain word that is very, I'm not going to say it's very popular, but it's very taboo because not everybody deals with this word. That word is called perspective. If we deal with the negative side of perspective, we can look at everything as a loss, everything as, oh, woe is me, everything as, I'll never get out of this. I don't have this. I don't have my education. I never finished high school. I don't have an upper level education. Or maybe I'm over employable. I'm just overqualified for everything and no one wants to hire. Or better yet, I'm at a certain age in my life, in my mid 50s, my mid 60s, or whatever the case may be, and no one wants to hire me. And you're really trying to find out, where do I go from here? So my thought to you is, change your perspective. Do something different. Maybe this is a time to where it's not about loss, it's now about gain. Think about it. This is the time, I'm sure throughout the plenty of years of your life, there has been ideas that have come to you. There's been different giftings that have been molded and crafted down on the inside that you've harnessed over the years, but you've always made excuses for why you didn't start that gift and use it as a business. Use it as a way to make extra money. Use it as a way to help you in a side hustle or something like that. This is the time to change your perspective. Maybe you're a financial wizard. Maybe you were good at trading on the side for yourself, being like a day trader, a part-time, stock trader, or whatever the case may be. Maybe there's something there that you can offer to others. Maybe you're an excellent coach, not just a coach on that, dealing with athletics, but maybe you're good at coaching people how to live, coaching people how to talk, how to communicate, how to be before people, how to stand up in crowds, how to have be able to be a public figure, or be able to present in front of people. Maybe you have all these giftings and stuff down on the inside that now, because of this pandemic, you can tap into. So if you change your perspective and look at this as not a loss, but more of a way, how can I reevaluate myself? How can I reintroduce myself to the public? Maybe how can I reintroduce myself to another relationship? Because sometimes as men, when we lose relationships, we take, because we don't deal with it, we take what the loss was previously and we actually drag it into our next relationship. Hence, think about this way. Let's say you were in a very bad relationship. Maybe she cheated on you. Again, I'm just going to throw that out there. Maybe she cheated, or maybe there was a trust issue where she lost your trust, and maybe it wasn't about cheating. It was the simple fact that she enjoyed telling your business, your couple business, and that was just kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. And what happens is, when we go into the next relationship, we then begin to examine the next person, and we think that they're, the previous Sheila. We'll call her the previous lady Sheila. Okay, so maybe she looks like Sheila, or something that she said reminded you of Sheila. Then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're going through the rest of your relationship thinking that it's going to end up like the relationship you left, because you refuse to give it time, or you refuse to deal with the previous relationship. And now you've been so hurt, you've been so broken, and things of that sort, that now you're now in this new relationship and you're just thinking to yourself, you know what? This reminds me of what was. And then you start acting out what was, even though what is not even the case. So we go through things all the time. All of us, we go through things. But the important thing is to change our perspective and deal with what is. We have to deal with the simple fact that, yeah, we had a loss in our life. Yeah, we had something that took us out, almost took our feet off of under us. Yeah, we lost money, lost homes, lost cars. Maybe something's been repossessed out of your life. Maybe your relationship was repossessed. Maybe your children, you have a bad relationship with your children that is just not what you want it to be. And the question is, where do I go from here? How do I deal with that child who doesn't want to talk to me? That young man, that girl. Maybe it's a an adult relationship where it's your child, but they're adults and they don't want to deal with you. Where do I go from here? You can do as much as you want to do, but the first thing you have to examine yourself. It starts with examining yourself in any type of loss, no matter what it can be. It starts with examining yourself and taking a self examination and saying, was I the cause of this loss? Losing that job, was I the cause of the loss of that job? Was it my attendance? Was it my timeliness? Was it my work ethic? Maybe I didn't put in the time that I should have. Maybe I didn't put in the type of integrity that I should have in this job that's caused me to lose it. Or maybe in the relationship, maybe I wasn't coming home like I should have. Maybe I kept a whole lot of secrets that I should have not kept secrets about. Maybe I should have been more honest in this relationship than I was. Or maybe I should have devoted more time to the relationship. There's many things in life that when we have losses that we always tend to blame others for the loss. But sometimes it's our fault as men. And men, when we have a loss, we have to stand up and take accountability sometimes for those losses because it's not always somebody else's fault. Some of those losses are our fault. Some of those losses we caused. Some of those losses we threw in the towel. We tapped out. We said, forget it. Game over. We hit the power button or we tried to hit the reset button. So not everything is always somebody else's fault. But after you've done a self-examination and truthfully said to yourself, you know what? There's a portion of this loss that is my fault, but then there's the rest of the loss that's not on me. Maybe it's on that business or on that other party. Maybe the loss is of a life that was important to you and that person lost their life and you just found out about it. It could have been a mom, your mother, father, sister, brother, maybe a husband, a wife, or even a child. And let me tell you, it's tough dealing with a loss. I lost my brother to cancer and I miss him, so I know what it's like to deal with a loss and it hurts because there's so many things that remind you of them. Sometimes the way they talk, sometimes you hear somebody say a certain phrase that remind you of the loss or what you had in your life and it takes you back. But because I had to change my perspective, I had to think about all the things that I learned from this particular individual, all the things I've learned from that job, all the things I've learned from the giftings that I've had throughout the course of my life, all the relationships, good, bad, and indifferent, that I've had to learn, which has caused me to be where I am. And if you continue to watch the rest of season 2, there is going to be a whole lot more that I will disclose to you and give you insight on why I can speak to men, because we have a tendency to not share. We do. We keep it all in. And we have to be able to find somebody that we can really open up to and not be talked about. And then for those of you who already have heard any of season 1, you know my background. I'm a full-fledged Christian. I come from the Pentecostal apostolic background and all that kind of stuff. So, but don't be turned off by that, because my job is to reach men where you are, not where I am, but where you are. I don't care what you've done in your life. I don't care the choices that you've made for your life. Maybe it's an identity crisis. Maybe a sexual preference. Maybe you've done some things that are being called unseemly. And you think to yourself, nobody's going to be able to deal with this. Guess what? I'm dealing with this. That's why it's called I'm dealing with. Because we all men are dealing with something. Even Christian folk, I can care less about your faith, your background, whether you're an atheist, I don't care if you're Mormon, regardless of where you are in life, we all men have a common thing. We're males. And that's where I start. I'm not talking about your faith. I'm not even talking about what you believe. I'm talking about where you are right now. Whatever predicament you're in, I'm dealing with wants to help you deal with it. My job is to help lift you up, help build you, help add to you, help make you stronger, help make you stick your chest out and say to yourself, move on, because away with all these men who are tapping out. There are many men that are tapping out. Say to yourself, I'm going through something. I've had a loss, but I won't tap out. I've had a loss, but I will not throw in the towel. I'm going to face the loss, and I'm going to bounce back from this. Because you are going to bounce back from this. This is just a season. This is not a permanent, this is not a death sentence for you because you've had a loss. It's just a season. I'm dealing with. But before I close, those of you that have been watching, we had a microphone giveaway. It's the AKG P420 microphone that we are giving away. And all we ask you to do is to be able to like, subscribe, and share, and then DM me via Facebook or Instagram, or maybe even email through the Gmail, and let me know why this mic would be important to you. What would you do with this mic if you wanted? What would you do? And we had several different people that have subscribed and followed those instructions. And, the winner of the AKG P420 condenser mic, that mic retails right now for $199. It's an excellent mic. Just make sure you have phantom power and everything hooked up to it. But this mic is going out to, drum roll, Letitia Caldwell. I believe she's from Fresno. She has liked, subscribed, and shared, and DM'd with several other people. And she wants to start a YouTube and wants to be able to do voiceovers with this microphone. So kudos to you, Letitia. Please DM me, give me all your information, and you know how to reach me. Just go through all the you know how to reach me. Just you see it. I'm all on social media stuff. So just make sure you reach me. And then for those of you who enjoyed this podcast, please like, subscribe, and share. And I'm on everything, every major podcast platform, especially on the audio side, Anchor, Google, Spotify, Apple, Breaker, and several others. So if you're interested, please like, subscribe, and share. I look forward to hearing from you. If there are different topics that you want to hear us talk about, let us know. Let us know, because the goal is for us men to help each other build, help each other move on, and go from there. Because at the end of the day, I'm dealing with, and I know you are too. So again, take care, be blessed, and until I see you again, I'm Sean, your host. Hit the bell. Seriously. Hit the bell. Subscribe. Hit the bell. Stay tuned.